Good morning, everybody. It is April 1st, 2020, and I wanted to take a chance here to answer this question you might have. Can I use salt water in my above ground swimming pool? Can I use salt in my above ground swimming pool? All right, let's take a closer look. So can I use salt in an above ground swimming pool? All right, so the answer to that is yes, you can. Yes, you can. All right. Now, here's the catch. You can, but it's going to cause damage to your swimming pool. This swimming pool is going on 4 years old. It is the second above ground swimming pool that I've owned. And for the last, for the first several years here, I've used a salt water system. And I have to say, it's been really nice. It's been really nice as far as the care and effort of taking care of the pool. But one thing I noticed last swim season, last summer and spring, is that there was some rusted metal parts inside the pool near the caps, and so I picked it up, I investigated more closely, and I could see that there was corrosion at a high rate happening underneath these caps where there was exposed metal. And my only conclusion was that the salt system was doing damage to my swimming pool here. So recently my swimming pool pump a couple of months ago went out, and so I had to let the pool sit for a couple of months without any pump in it, and the water turned green, of course. I had a lot of leaves, so I have gotten the swimming pool back in pretty good shape. It's not perfect. There's still a little more vacuuming that needs to be done, and there is some more residual gunk on the bottom that needs to be sucked up. But anyway, if you look closely right there, that right there is not leaves. That is metal pieces of my pool that have corroded and fallen into the pool from underneath the cap. That is, I have several pieces like that all around the pool. Let's look some more. So here is this railing right here. You can see that I have corrosion here after about 4 years of use, going to my 4th season. And again, we look down there and you can see a piece of the pool that has fallen off. So that did not scoop up with my net easily, and I realized it was metal from the pool and not a leaf. Here's the next railing area right next to it. Several pieces down there, perhaps scattered apart from my cleaning efforts, but you can see them right there. Let's move on. Here's a little bit of rust right here. Let's move on. A couple more spots down. There's more. There's a big piece right down there. Big piece of metal right there. Look at this right here on this metal railing. Look at this metal railing right here. This is a 4-year-old, going on 4 years on this pool, and you can see that's corroding all the way through on the metal railing. Let's look in the pool again, see what we see. Oh, look, what a surprise. More pieces of metal inside the pool. Here's the back side of my swimming pool. You can see corrosion right there where I had some water dripping down. So that water dripping down has caused corrosion. You can see the bottom of the post corrosion. Here's the other post on the other side, corrosion. Let's see what we see inside the pool. Here's more rust on the railings right here. This is my weight from my sprinkler fountain that I use. It finally broke. Let's see what we see. Here is more pieces of metal. Look at that big piece right there. And that's all coming from underneath these caps with the liner, the little railing that holds the liner in. That's where that's coming from. Alright, so can I use salt in an above ground swimming pool? The answer is certainly yes, you can. Certainly yes, you can. But do you need to? Or the better question should be, should you use salt in your above ground swimming pool? That answer would be no. Unless you want to buy another swimming pool after about 5 years. So this is 4 years in. I could probably get a couple more years. But then it starts getting dangerous. My swimming pool store lady told me about a person that was using salt water in their above ground pool, and the entire swimming pool corroded away inside the liner. They didn't know about it, and all of a sudden they had 20,000 plus gallons of water that spilled out all over the place. And you know, you've got to be careful if your pool is up close to your house. If you don't have a real big backyard, then potentially that water's potentially rushing into your house, or potentially hurting your family, your kids, if they're playing. All right, so that's another thing to think about. All right, so here's my saltwater cell on the back of my swimming pool for my saltwater system. Here's the panel. I got this pool secondhand. Bought both my pools secondhand. That would be definitely the more economical way to go. So it's been really nice. It's been really nice as far as the effort to take care of the pool. But you can see, so you can see the corrosion happening on the pool underneath these caps. These pool caps where the posts are, looks really bad underneath these caps. Some worse than others. But can you use a saltwater system for your above ground pool? Yes, you can. Should you use a saltwater system for your above ground pool? If you have any metal above the water, then that answer is no. If you have any metal above the water level, the answer is no. Now, if you have these composite pieces, I believe composite is a special plastic type coated pool. So if your pool has all composite, where there's no metal above your swimming pool, above the water level, then yeah, you could do that. Now be careful also. I've heard stories of people's swimming pool furniture or their fences and things like that with in-ground pools, the salt water causing corrosion on those things. All right, so you could, but salt water causes corrosion. Ask people that live near the oceans, the beach. Ask them what the salt water does to their cars and their things that are outside. And salt water is very corrosive. All right, so can you use water for an above ground pool? Yes. Should you use a saltwater system for an above ground pool? The answer would be no. And that answer is no, assuming that your pool has some sort of metal above the water level here. All right, so I hope this was helpful. I'm going back to a chlorine system, buying shock and algicide, and it's going to be more expensive buying those chemicals, and it's going to be a little more effort on upkeep. But I'm not going to put any more salt into my pool because I don't want my swimming pool to break and fall apart, and also don't want it to become dangerous. So I'm not putting any more salt in my pool. I did it for a few years. I tried it, but I'm not going to do it anymore. Okay, so I'm going back to chlorine and shock, algicide, all this stuff. So I'm going back to the old way. That does cause more wear and tear on the liner, it seems, and it also causes more, more money on, to buy those chemicals Salt water is a lot cheaper, but in the long run, are you coming out good? Because you're probably cutting the life of your swimming pool in half. My previous swimming pool I had for about a dozen years, and that was straight chlorine and shock and all that stuff. Had that for about a dozen years. Got a lot of good use out of my previous pool, but if I continue to use the salt water on this pool, I'm probably gonna only have 2 or 3 more years, and then I'm gonna have to tear this thing apart. I don't want to do that. We enjoy it, so I'm going back to a chlorine system to try to get more life out of this pool. And so that's my recommendation. All right, so be careful with salt water for your above ground pool, or you're going to be causing damage to it, assuming you have metal above the water. So I hope this was helpful. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to my channel, and if you subscribe, leave a comment in my description or in the comments. Put I subscribe, and I'll be sure and thank you, reply to your comments. All right, thanks for watching.